In animation, colorful rounded fabric squares converge, spiraling upward. Ability Summit.
A lot of great
Jenny Leigh Fleury, Chief Accessibility Officer. She has blonde hair, glasses, and is wearing a wine-colored shirt that reads, "The future is accessible."
As you're taking in all of this content, don't forget, follow along on social, #AbilitySummit. But up next, Microsoft Executive Vice President and Chief Commercial Officer Judson Althoff chats with Alisa Choong of Shell on innovating to put customers first. Check it out.
Hi, everyone.
Judson has brown hair, glasses, and a gray jacket.
All of you today. Customers across industries and around the world are focused on the future of work. It's an important time for organizations to understand how their employees work, collaborate, and learn, including the role of accessible technology to drive an inclusive experience. At Microsoft, we are on a learning journey to understand how we can leverage technology to address and support accessibility, and how we can empower our customers to do the same. It's inspiring to see IT leaders integrating accessibility in their own organizations, from adopting inclusive technology to building accessible ecosystems to innovating customer offerings and experiences. Digital is transforming every business across every industry around the world, and organizations need a plan for creating a digital accessibility strategy to not only address where we are today, but where we are headed in the future, and technology leaders are uniquely positioned to help lead and drive us all forward. I'm delighted to be joined by Alisa Choong, who's the Senior Vice President
On a video screen,
and CIO
Alisa
of
has dark
Information
hair and a
Digital
purple
Services
shirt.
at Shell. And it's so wonderful to have you here, Alisa. Thank you so much for joining me. You have been an extraordinary advocate for accessibility at Shell and across the industry. Can you tell us a little bit about your personal journey of discovery on the topic of accessibility?
Thank you, Justin, for having me here. This has been a topic of passion for me, and I learned this from a very young age. I have an older brother who is 5 years older than me. When I was just starting university, he was on his final year of university. And his final year, he lost the use of his right arm from an industrial accident. So as a result of that, he has to change his life completely because he was doing mechanical engineering. So that starts my journey on what does it mean to really face with disability that you don't understand about. And on a personal slide, since the year of 2018, I discovered at this young age I have glaucoma. And over the last couple of years, I have lost the use of my right eye. Now I only have got 30% vision on my right eye. And as a result, because I work a lot with information and digital technology, so the use of technology to make me productive, efficient, and feel valued has been really important to me and my life. So those are the personal journey that I have been on. And I think I'm not the only one that is on this journey. There's also a lot of people who has got personal experience and just have a passion for this topic.
Yeah, that's right. So, look, thank you so much for sharing that and your personal journey. But you've also, above and beyond your personal experiences, done an awful lot to create awareness across Shell and across the industry. Can you share more about what you've done to help build assistive technologies and experiences into the environment at Shell?
Yeah, I think like most company who wants to be valued today, and it's just a matter of doing the right thing. Being a diverse, inclusive company is on everybody's vision. Yeah. However, how do you want to really get it done right? So it starts with the top leadership. In year 2019, the CEO of Shell signed the Valuable 500. Shortly after that, the group CIO signed the Accessibility Technology Charter. And me as a senior vice president and CIO in charge of information and digital services and operations, I'm the product owner, or the owner, it says, of the whole accessibility roadmap. So it's not only about looking for the accessibility solutions and services, also about developing, rolling it out, supporting it, and evergreening it on that. And this is where Microsoft comes in highly in our picture, because you have done a lot with your basic software that we take for granted. So at the start of COVID, for example, rolling out MS Teams with 28 different languages in caption is just so refreshing. Even I was using it, is after a while, like, I cannot hear these people talk anymore. I have mental stress. I need to read. Okay, I do not want any noise. So those sort of things is about creating awareness. So on top of that, what we have also done is awareness now continues with top leadership. Out of two of our directors are actually personal champion for this. The downstream director as well as the project and technology director. So with that, we also have got a forum led by our senior vice president or vice president of DE&I, and we come together in the Workplace Accessibility Forum. So it's not only IT that needs to be on the table. Yeah, I'm sure you're aware, real estate needs to be there, HR needs to be there, health needs to be there, brand needs to be there, because it's about a journey not only for our own Shell users, also our customers, partners, and suppliers. So the awareness session starts very much from the top, and then we roll out lots of programs to underpin that.
That's fantastic. It's awesome to hear how you've created all of this awareness and built a real community and culture of inclusion for accessibility at Shell. It's clear from your story that it's not just about technology or not just about one person's voice, but rather getting belief at scale around this inclusive behavior. And you've done an awesome job of getting the totality of Shell to rally around this culture, which is just fantastic. Technology does have a role, as you talked about a bit. Maybe you could share more about what you've done to create accessible infrastructure, systems, and tooling at Shell.
Okay, I will just talk about it, what we have just done with Microsoft, okay, for that basis. First, we have got a Yammer where we have got 10,000 community members in there. Over there, we just share what we have learned about accessibility, exchange ideas, also a forum to get feedback, for example. And to me, that is really valuable. We cannot go to this topic thinking that this is what we want to do. People need to let us know what is it that they need on that. Together with Microsoft, we have also identified plugins that we can use to further enhance it, like with a plug-in of Dragon for mobility, plug-in of Signa to make sure the mic can be heard clearly on that. And it goes on to working with Microsoft to understand what are the other equipments you support that we can definitely use in that manner. So to me, those are very key things. What we have also done is created an accessibility template. We put it into Microsoft, the WizKit, and to me, there's no reason not to use it. It's all the reason more. It says that it's readily available. You can have your documents or accessibility checked. Why are you not doing it? So it has been a great tick up on that. And together with your team, we train over 3,000 professional people who now are champions throughout this world for that. So continuous education and continuous awareness and making sure that we are very aware of what Microsoft is doing and how our products can actually include all this has been a key success to our rolling out and deployment on accessibility too.
That's fantastic. One of the things we've learned in our journey is that this notion of intentional and very, very purposeful design for accessibility ahead of the curve really builds the sort of foundation for technology adoption. In other words, if you're just bolting on accessibility as sort of an afterthought, it's less pervasive. And so what you've done by including the templates into the environment helps to create that behavioral adoption and making it, frankly, easy for folks to be more accessible in the way in which they work. The other thing that we've learned is that, when you embrace accessibility and you embrace accessibility by design, it actually starts to spark new creativity and new ways of thinking. Can you share a little bit more about what it's done for you in terms of how you think about customer engagement at Shell?
I think what you say is spot on. We have trained over 3,000 software engineers, on accessibility based on our digital accessibility standard. So they can code in an accessible way. And that means that it's part of now something that goes into every product and services that is digital in nature. We even got an internal audit team that audits that going, so it has been quite a good journey. An example of that is our Fuel Safe application. It's an application if you drive into a Shell retail station where it's self-service. Well, sometimes it's not easy for you to get out from the car. You can actually ask for a service up there, and then people will come out to the forecourt to help you. So building that sort of software not only help people with accessibility, but it also help mothers who have got young kids in the car who doesn't want to leave the car on that basis. And again, this is one of the few things that we have done, and we are going to roll it over to over 20,000 retail stations in US, Europe, and Canada. And that basically will make sure that we will be leading in the UN Convention to make sure that we are in compliance with some of this accessibility standard. So those are classic examples. And the last case that we have is that we are building customer portals, right? And when you do customer portals, it needs to be accessible to many people. So for example, our internal audit team, our project team came and asked us. We went through the website and we've identified areas for improvement, and they put it in so that it is accessible compliant. So all these things starts from the beginning, like you say, and then the journey will comes along, and we continuously, again, need feedback from all our stakeholders.
That's awesome, Alisa. Thank you so much for sharing your story. It's been a real honor for me to be able to talk to you here because you're such a champion for accessibility, and it's great to hear all of the progress at Shell. We, of course, at Microsoft are a proud partner to Shell, and so, again, we're grateful for all of the work we've been able to do together. But congratulations on your success, Alisa. We really appreciate the opportunity to work with you.
Thank you. It's still a start of a very long journey. Thank you.
Indeed. Thanks, Alisa. Okay, Jenny, back to you.
Thank you for participating. There's more to experience. Explore other content experiences in the top navigation bar. In animation, an L-shaped curve of rounded fabric squares undulates softly.